So this is fairly new. This is a fairly new idea. Hip hop pedagogy. For those who may know, this image here is KROS-One, one of my favorite hip hop artists, KROS-One. So hip hop pedagogy is this approach about teaching and learning to allow students to make connections between their culture and content that caters to all learners of multiple intelligences. Just like punk, but but a little bit different. Hip hop culture is really about understanding where you are from. So when we talk about hip hop, for me, hip hop is starting in the Bronx, and the folks like Grandmaster Flash and Africa Bambaataa and all those guys and women there who introduced this music idea, but not just music. There was even art, visual art also. Graffiti also kind of came out of hip hop as well. And it's really about bridging that culture, and this is how we're trying to connect learners and everything. And so this idea of hip hop pedagogy, if we go to the next slide. So these are the different elements of hip hop pedagogy. So if we understand ourselves as the educator in a very hip hop way, in the upper left-hand corner with the person with the mic, like we're the MCs. The MC's job is to understand the audience. That's the MC's job, is to understand and really get the vibes from the audience on what's going on. And they're the ones who are laying down the beat and making sure that everything is going very, very, very fast, very, very fast, or maybe going as slow to make sure we are doing something right. This is the MC's job, is to understand, really vocalizing the things that we need to be doing and everything. Just below that with the spray can, art is very important. So the way we learn is about understanding how we can express things through art. So through political education, again, have an art night, have people draw, bring a paint set, and have people paint in a very abstract way or a very realist way. Bring spray cans out and spray paint skateboard decks or jeans that you don't want anymore. Just spray painting jeans to make designs or something, or paint jeans or something. Those are the kind of things we need to be doing. The next image to that with wow, I'm losing words. The record, music, implement music and everything. Music is also important to do things. So if we're talking about educators in the classroom, when you have students doing something, put music on, something upbeat, something inspirational. It can be lo-fi hip hop. You can introduce hip hop. You can introduce punk. You can introduce rock. You can introduce something that I would say in the context of what you're doing. So even, when you're DJing also like that, it's also the DJ's job not only to insert the kind of music, but, provide those kind of beats for the kind of things that are happening and everything. So maybe it's a very slow day and you're at the meeting and you want to do political education, but everyone's like, oh, I don't want to be here. Again, if you're DJing, put some upbeat music in there to get people going and everything. Breakdancing in hip hop, in this context, some sort of movement. It doesn't have to be breakdancing, but some sort of movement. Go out, take a walk, or maybe do some exercising, or do something artistically if you have someone who can kind of facilitate something about, show me justice, be a human sculpture and show me what justice looks like to you. Um, that's one way of doing it. And then the final piece at the very top is self-actualizing, if it were, but again, self-reflection of identify. This is my identity. This is who I am, and this is the elements of hip hop pedagogy here. So yeah, like I said, this is a very new concept. There's some folks out there on Twitter that I think they meet on Tuesday nights, and they do tweet discussions about this. You can also go on YouTube and type in hip hop pedagogy. Can't think of the gentleman's name off the top of my head, but he's one of the people who I kind of kicked it off with hip hop pedagogy.